Yo, 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 it's your boy One Deep 215 back with another video. Today we're going to talk about bad advice on the internet. Because there's a lot of bad advice going around on the internet. But the one that really gets to me is these financial experts and these business gurus that go out here regurgitating the fact that everyday working people need to quit their jobs and start a business or start working for yourself, being an entrepreneur. Which y'all know on this channel, I support growth. I do. But logical growth. We not out here trying to conquer the world. We not out here trying to be this mega superstar, entrepreneur, whatever you want to call it. We logical thinkers. At least that's what I preach, and that's what I hope a lot of you are. It's one thing to be the best version of yourself. Y'all know I support that. I preach it. Be the best version of yourself, financially, mentally, however, whatever the case may be. But when you got people out here telling regular, everyday people, quit your job, don't work for the man, I don't want to work for nobody, I'm doing this, and don't get me wrong, it does work for certain people. That's not for everybody. And I'm going to tell y'all why. It's just not. There's nothing wrong with a side hustle. Listen, I'm down for that. In this economy that we live in these days and times that we live in, working two jobs or having something on the side, some people use platforms like this as a side hustle or whatever. There's monetary value in doing something if you got a certain skill set that you can do and you're good at it. Nothing wrong with it. But I'm hearing stories of people just up and quitting their jobs for things that's not guaranteed, or for things that they don't know the ramifications of. It could be good, it could be bad. A lot of business fluctuate. YouTube fluctuates. There's not a steady pace for nobody. Now, some get more than others. So what could have been a good month last month might be a mediocre month next month, and what have you, in any line of business. But when you got a stable job, that's guaranteed money. You might you're going to have to work for it, but you're going to have to work in your business. That's another thing they don't preach. There's a lot of overhead. There's a lot of long hours. There's a lot of bills, especially when you're talking about opening up a business, things of that nature. Obviously, it's different ways to earn your own money without actually working at a W-2 job, a regular everyday job, whether it's DoorDash, Uber, or what have you. But that's not guaranteed money. It fluctuates. It's very fluid. And I think we all know that. It don't take a rocket scientist to know that. But getting back to the just working the regular 9 to 5, I don't see nothing wrong with having a 401k. I don't see nothing wrong with getting medical health insurance. I don't see nothing wrong with the perks that you get working for certain companies. I don't know about y'all, but I know there's a lot of people out there that can't stand their job. And for that reason only, then I would say, yeah, look for other lines of work. If you want to go out, be an entrepreneur and dab in that, and you did some research and you have a know-how and a wherewithal within that research, then yeah, obviously go for it. Because I don't think nobody should be stuck at a dead-end job, or a job they don't think is paying them correctly, or a job they just can't stand. That's not good for your mental health. It's not good for nobody. It's not good. So yeah, but I don't know about y'all. I like my job. I'm not saying my job is the creme de la creme, but I like my job because I like what I do. I like driving. I like somewhat being, solitaire. Y'all know I'm a loner for the most part, so I work by myself. Yeah, I have coworkers within my company that I get along with. But for the most part, my hours at work is mostly vastly alone. So it's like I'm cool with that. So if you had a job that you can't stand, that's not no way to live. But for people to just go out here throwing this rhetoric about don't work for nobody, be your own boss, you start from the bottom, it's going to work. That's not for everybody. People shouldn't be preaching that nonsense because that's what it is. It's nonsense. What works for you might not work for another person. It just might not. I mean, there's a lot of times people don't look at the long haul. You got to look at months, years down the road. And just being this entrepreneur and doing this and doing that now, will I say getting a part-time job and doing that? You always want that guaranteed dollar. You always want that because, like I said, you get in these. Now, pensions are a thing of the past. There's still companies out there that give pensions, but they few and far between. But a 401k is okay. Like I said, health insurance, perks that come with some of these companies. And you can work part-time to get those things and still look for other business ventures out there. But just to up and quit a job that you may somewhat like, it ain't the best in the world, but you kind of like it. Money could be better, but you like it. What's wrong with that? We not out here trying to conquer the world and boss up and boss this and boss that. I think we all want to be the best versions of ourselves. We all want to be elite and excellent in anything that we do. But it ain't about, I want to be this mega, because that's far and few between. You hear those stories far and few between. Just like we say, the six-figure man is like a 1%er in the real world. Those stories is like one, maybe 2% of people can really grasp on and take on these challenges and still have that much leverage where they like, man, the common denominator say, I'm up six figures. I'm up this amount or that amount or that amount. It takes a lot of determination to start your own business. And I'm not discouraging people from starting their own business. I wouldn't mind starting a business. This ain't don't start a bit, but this is do things logically. Do things that work for you. Don't just go on this platform and see people saying what works for them because it might not work for you. I'm hearing it a lot. A lot of people quitting their jobs and it's like, don't get me wrong, we all grown men and women, do what you do. But I want to bring some levity to the conversation. Like, let's be real, because I'm hearing horror stories about it. Why did I quit my job to go into this business venture and now look at me? Now I'm hoping I can get my job back. Now I'm hoping I can restart my career. What was once guaranteed, now I'm hoping and praying that I'll break out even next month. It's wild. And as far as these side hustles that people was leaving for, like I said, the DoorDashes, the YouTubers, the Uber drivers, okay, leaving your job, that could be because that is monetary value. You get monetary value even though it fluctuates. It fluctuates. What you made last month ain't going to be the same thing you made this month. It's just not. It's impossible. It may be more, it may be less. It ain't a guarantee, you know what I'm saying, even kill of revenue. Where you getting where that pension plan at? With that? I ain't know DoorDash did pensions. I ain't know they did 401ks. I ain't know you could get health coverage through them either. So it's like working a 9 to 5 ain't that bad, depending on your circumstance. I just hate to see people just leave a guaranteed thing for something that's, and we all have taken risks in our lives. I took I've taken a lot of risks. But is this the time to take that type of risk with the way the economy is going? With the way inflation is? Is that really, like, logically speaking, ask yourself. Without getting the proper guidance and know-how with something, I'm not just up and leaving my job just because a business guru, self-proclaimed, I might add, business guru told me to. We're in the land of the followers. We're in the land of the followers. Because I didn't think I would hear this many stories of people, listening to other people, and just going all in. Like balls to the wall. Like, all right, he said do it, she said do it, I'm going in. It worked for them. Why not me? I'm educated. I'm socially inclined. They doing it. I feel as though I could do exactly what they did. And then you hear the horror stories months later or years later. It's like, no. Everybody want to get their LLC. And like I said, I'm all about growth. I love when I hear stories about people starting their own business. This ain't that. This ain't just working 9 to 5 until your grave and until you 6 feet under and live off that little small Social Security check that they might give you when you reach of age and struggle your whole life. This ain't that. But let's be real about what it is too. Let's be real about this. It takes determination, dedication, and sacrifice. So all I'm preaching is do your due diligence before you step out there and leave that guaranteed thing that you may not like. Now, like I said earlier, if you had a job that you can't stand, then I would preach get out. But I ain't saying get out and start a business. I'm saying get out, find another job first and put that notice in, obviously. Because nobody want to be at a dead-end job that they can't stand. That is the worst. I think we all been there. I've been at companies in my younger years that I couldn't stand, and I got out. It might have took a while for it to, set in, but I'm like, what am I doing here? We all been there. This ain't that. But you had a job that is like, okay, it ain't perfect, but you okay with it, or you like. What am I doing? Like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? Like, just leaving or up and listening to a stranger's advice and just rolling out. This ain't no dead-end job. I like it here. I like, I like my coworkers. I like the job life situation. So it's like it's working. If something's working for you, stick with it. Always try to better yourself, on the side. I'm not saying just stay stagnant. You feel as though your finances ain't matching up. Yeah, you have to do something about that. Nobody wants to stay stuck. But I'm just hearing the stories too much of people just leaving, and it's more bad than good. After the dust settles and everything start matriculating, and the math is like, I've been doing this for 5 months now. I'm not really seeing a whole lot of profit here, or I'm below. Like, this overhead is too much, or this ain't what I thought it was going to be. I'm only making $80 more than I did at my 9 to 5, and I ain't even there no more. That's why there's a difference between a side hustle and just a hustle. Because with a side hustle, you got that 9 to 5 money to fall back on or to pay them bills. When it's just all in, this is your primary source of income, and it's like the math ain't mathing. I left something guaranteed for this that I'm only making $100 a month more on with no benefits, no perks. Wait a minute. Somebody's arithmetic is off. It don't equate. And don't get me wrong, there's good stories too. And I salute those people. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, you did your thing, you went all in. But let's educate ourselves first. And think logically and think rationally. Is this for us? Is this for me? Is this for me right now? That's another one. Because people rush into things and then, so it could be for you, but it might not be for you in that moment. Just gotta think about things. Stop listening to experts on the internet, because some of them far from experts. I'm out.